Hello everybody, this is Blue Phoenix, aka Erkin Fresh. Lesson 22, the Fixdown. We're going to fix and mix down. Why not combine it into Fixdown? So what I did yesterday at the end of the last tutorial is I rendered this out and just took a listen to it. I listened in headphones, I listened in my car speakers, I listened through the computer speakers a few times. And just got a sense of where some of the problems in the track were. Take special care to listen to the volumes of the various instruments, and then just some general things I hear during the listen through that I should fix. So one thing I noticed was that this pad is almost inaudible at the beginning. Like you don't hear anything until that first part's almost half done, and so it sounded awkward because this one was a lot shorter than this one audibly, so I'm just going to bring this way up. Alright, so that was one thing I noticed, and what I do is I just like to take notes and then just throw them in here in the notepad and then come back and just check them off one at a time. So that was this one here. So we'll get through them. Second thing I noticed on the bell arp, I had an idea to kind of spruce this up a little bit. So I was thinking in the last half of this bar, we could alter the pattern so that it went up instead of down. I don't know if that is that automatable, folks? Let's find out. Go up. Oh, it is automatable. Oh, that's cool. Let's see how it sounds. Make sure I got it right. Yes. Okay, good. I'm going to take copy envelope. Let's do duplicate. Control-Alt-D. And let's go da-da-da-da-da. Control-Alt-D. Let's see how it sounds going into that breakdown. Pretty wicked. We'll have to do that over here as well. Let's see. I think this one. Last 2 beats. Yep. Yep. Yes, sir. Let's see. So that's 8 bars. Was I doing that every 8 bars here or every 4? Every 4. Okay. Let's be consistent here. If it sounded good there, it probably sounds good here too. Maybe not. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds good to me. So we'll just Control-Alt bring that on across, folks. If you go over, it doesn't matter. This isn't The Price is Right. So let's kind of gets interrupted there, but I think that's okay. Alright, check that off the list. I thought maybe the Rezo sweep, I thought about just deactivating it here for the first 16 bars. Give us something else to introduce here in the main section. The knob's turning. See how it sounds here when it comes in. I think I'm gonna stick with that. Sounds good. I think maybe the Vox, the lead vocals here are a little bit too loud. So what I might do here is just take that volume down. Just like, let's just go 1 dB. I mean, it is the most prominent feature of the track, so I don't want to cut it out entirely. I just felt like it was a slight little bit off. What is going on? How did that happen? What? Okay. Fun. Thank you, Ableton. And maybe the vocal swings are too much. One thing I noticed is that the oohs and the ahs are much different volumes. I've already got a compressor on here. I hate to go much more because you lose all your dynamic range. I think I'm just going to leave it. And I also thought maybe I should sidechain compress the pads on the vocals just a little bit. They don't clash as much. We just take it from Francesca. Post FX is fine. And I'm going to hit save. Then I'm going to hit the graph. With any luck, it won't explode. I really don't want to go too crazy with it. Okay, I said I should EQ the pads differently. Right, so what I never did was EQ these separately. One thing you can do is kind of accentuate certain frequencies in one pad and then cut them in the other. Oh, I never EQ'd this thing. That's not good. Let's cut that bass out of there. Okay, let's add another one to phaser pad. Let's take a different one. This one seems to have much more in the upper range. And let's add one here. Well, we already did with the string pad, so we'll just leave that there. Okay, the basscape is not bassy enough. Okay, so yeah, I noticed this when I was listening that the basscape here, compared to the sub bass in the main part of the track, doesn't sound as loud. So let's try it out. Let's go to the master. See, we're hitting about -6 here. No, I was wrong. They're about the same. Just on the spectrum they are. But to my ears, just take a listen. Let's just let's see here. I did boost it some. Let's go ahead and just boost it a little bit more. Maybe another dB. Maybe that'll do it. We'll try that out. Okay, the closed hats are too loud. Yeah. Just seemed like they were a little bit too loud to me. I think it's because I have 4 of these. So even though they're at minus 18 there. Just going to take it down 2 dB. Sounds like the clap really could use a little bit more. Alright, that sounds good. Stabs are too soft. Okay. Over here. This is really kind of an iterative process too. It takes a lot of patience. I don't notice it here so much, but it sounded like in the car. I just could barely hear these. Bring this up a couple dB. The resin sweep is too loud, and it might need compression. So there's quite a sweep as it goes through the frequencies on that sweep. It's getting a little bit out of control. So I'm going to go ahead and compress on the reso sweep. Let's go to graph mode and hit save. So if it crashes, we can wipe out. You notice that it loses a lot of volume. So let's bring that up. So it should maintain some of its volume throughout the sweep. Let's go a little bit harder on the net even. It's definitely too loud now. So we'll bring the gain down. Is it hitting 5.5? So let's just knock that gain right out. Oh no, that's not what I meant to do. Output gain. Well, I'll tell you what, let's fix it on the compressor because he's what's adding that dB. Brings us back to 0. That's where we want to be. I still feel like it's going to be too loud, so I'm going to drop it. Notice that what it's trying to complement here is at minus 8, and we're at 0 with this guy. So we're going to go ahead and just drop that quite a bit. Let's go minus 5 and see how that sounds. It's much more subtle. I don't know if I like minus 5. Minus 3? And this is why it's so important to make sure your volumes are hitting where the slider is, because if it's all the way down here, you just don't know what volume it's at. When you have it ticking the slider, you know, okay, this is minus 8, or this is, whatever. This is minus 3 dB. It really helps. And next time you go and use that sound, you'll think, oh, I'll use it at probably about minus 3 dB next time. Let's go ahead and make sure it sounds okay back here where we should. It should sound fine. I like it. It becomes a more of an accent, less in your face. I think the bass is too soft, as in not loud enough. That would be this guy here. Let's go ahead and jack that up too. Let's go ahead and bring that sub bass up 1 as well. You can easily get in the volume war where you're ending up raising the volume of everything. So you gotta be careful. You kind of want a gentle slope on this spectrum. So we'll go with that. That sounds alright to me. Phaser pad too soft, it started breakdown, already fixed. I thought that the pads overall were too low. So let's just listen in the main area. Got the mill all at -5 right now. Notice that this phaser pad, probably because of the gating. So the phaser pad isn't even hitting the same volume as this pad. Is that due to cutoff maybe? Oh yeah, okay. Fair enough. They're about equal here, but still this is way lower. I'm going to go ahead and jack up the... I'm looking at the wrong stupid thing. It's still like maybe 2 dB too low. I'm just going to fix that here. Take that up a couple dB. So it's ticking over. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up all the pads 2 dB on top of that. Let's do that. This is still below 0, which is odd. Okay, we'll go with it. It sounds good. Whatever. Okay, more reverb on the voice during the breakdown. That's going to sound fantastic if we get that going. So let's take special attention here to... I'm just going to go ahead and bring the reverb all the way up here. And bring the delay as well. Let's try it. That's where this part sounds too. I think I like that full power. Okay. Also noticed one last thing here, that this breath sound was too low in most places of the track. It's actually okay in this breakdown area, but over here it's almost inaudible. It's very, very subtle. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in maybe 2 more dB and drop these down to compensate by 2 dB. I was using the arrow keys here, if you're wondering. Gives you some fine control. Go. Nice. And one last thing I forgot to write down, but in the breakdown, I felt like this should sweep back down. So all you got to do is copy that and hit reverse. Let's go back here. That sounds good. So I think that's about it for the Fixdown. This may not be final. What I'll do is render this again, fix the volumes again, and I'm not going to record all that, but this is going to be really close where it's at. So, you know, there might be a 1 dB nudge here and there, but it sounds pretty good as is. Alright, so in the next tutorial, I'm going to go over mastering the track. And that's it. So I will see you next time. Blue Phoenix out.